Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're not starting until 11:30, but I was just sitting here looking at the spreadsheets, so I figured I'll just click go live. Hope everyone had a nice Saturday. Man, I did. What a weekend this has been. Up a lot of money this weekend. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. No summer league? No, I'm not betting the fucking summer league, man. No. Every Sunday I say I'm not betting, and here I am again. I mean, no question, some weird shit happens on Sunday, but weird shit happens on Thursday as well. I mean, if you're gonna say I'm not betting Sunday, you could say the same thing about Thursday. It's a lot of getaway days. It's kind of the same thing. $76.7% after a loss. What is that? 76.7%. Thank you. Yeah, Schwellenbach dealt. How are we feeling about Grimace today? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say Grimace is back, but, you know, like, you make the judgment for yourself. Not going to be the one to say Grimace is back, but, like, I think you know. I think deep down you know. Edwin Diaz is back. Win-loss record. Yeah, but in baseball, that I need the ROI. The 76.7 win-loss record, I mean, that wouldn't... Hard not to go any team versus my Pirates, Bowman. You're a Pirates fan, Wags? Bro, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. No, I know 23-7. No, I know what you're saying. It's their win-loss record, but I need their ROI. That would be like saying, "Hey, Kyle, the Chiefs are 7-1 after a win." Well, it's like, well, I don't care what the record is. What's the record against the spread? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure 23-7. I'm sure that's a very solid ROI. But if they played the Marlins and Nationals and Pirates, then 23-7 might not be that good. Those overnight videos. I mean, we're growing fast. If you rewind a year ago and look at the content I was putting out in comparison to now, I mean, fast forward a year, I expect to have every single game fully handicapped up on YouTube. That's the vision. I mean, it's a lot of work, but the more I grow, the bigger the staff grows. Sauce, you don't factor the umpire for the game. Not really. I mean, I do speak to people who do. So, like, usually if there's a super pitcher friendly umpire or a super hitter friendly umpire throughout the day, I will talk to somebody who will give me that information. But do I personally look at it? No. I'm not saying it's not important, but I personally don't look at it. Run the Rockies back. I mean, I don't know how you could take the Royals as road favorites against anybody. They're terrible. Nah, we got 30 minutes. What do you guys want to talk about? I got some home run props today. Are you going to have pick dogs on this college football season? No. Nothing against them. Just no. Northern Lights? You want to talk about the Northern Lights? Hated Birdsong to allow 2.5 earned runs. Are you saying over or under 2.5 earned runs? It's going to be impossible for him to allow exactly 2.5 earned runs. You've been good with the home run props. Yeah, I know, and it's not my thing. I can't believe they keep hitting. It's not my thing. I think it's a weird market. I don't like those markets that don't have an inverse side. I mean, okay, they're giving you plus 450 for this guy to hit a home run. Who's to say it shouldn't be plus 650? What incentive do they have you to give you a fair price? Now, normally, so say they give you plus 150 for a guy to hit a home run, and you look at that, you're like, that should be like plus 400. What you could do is bet the other side of the market, this guy not to hit a home run. If you're saying the price is off, play the other side. But most of these sports books don't offer the other side of the market, so there's no incentive. It would be like if you only could bet. See, the game I have right now, Phillies Braves. It would be like if they only allowed you to bet the Braves and they made them minus 400. Big, well, I don't want to. That's not a fair price. Let me bet the other side at that price. Like the inverse of the market is what keeps it balanced. So when these sportsbooks that don't give you the inverse, they don't give you to not bet a home run to keep it balanced. Not to mention it's a weird market where like nobody's betting to not hit a home run. So even if the market is available, which it is on some books, it's still not going to be able to be kept in balance because 99% of the action is going to come in on the other side. So it's just not a market I personally like. I mean, I like that's why I like sides against the spread, totals, because it's very black and white. Like people are either coming in on the over, the under. People coming in the home team, the away team. Where in the home run market, there's either not an inverse side or everyone's betting one side every single time. So it makes it hard to get a feel for. MGM, you could bet no home runs. Yeah, no, I know it exists in some spots, but most sports books don't. And even so, even if the market does exist, nobody's betting it. So it's not like they're taking 50-50 action. Thanks, Jenna. Welcome. Do you use GK promos often? Nah. What is your unit size? I mean, during baseball season, $200. During football season, $300, maybe $350. I'm very conservative. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched the videos I put out on like bankroll management, but when I say 1% units, I really do that. So I recommend 1% of your bankroll. So if you have $10,000 to bet with, you should be betting $100 games, $100 unit. And a max bet should be like 2 or 3 units. I'm extremely conservative, but I mean, it's worked well for me. All my slips are posted in the Discord, and you can see very clearly that there's a profit being turned. It's a slow grind. Do you still work as a web designer? I've never worked as a web designer. No, I've never. I mean, I designed my website, but like it kind of looks like shit. It's pretty evident that I am not a web designer when you look at my website. It's pretty ghetto. Why don't you make some VIP group with best prediction every day? Yeah, that's the website, dude. We have that. That's what my website is. Where's my shout out since I watch every day and comment? I mean, a lot of people watch every day and comment. Do you need a shout out? Shout out, what the fuck is that name? Luckbox? Round Ball Association. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that way of thinking philosophically is just congruent and not just, well, I mean, pretty much everything investment-based or finance-based, but I think just like across, like universally, in anything where you talk about exercise, when you're talking about like achieving any sort of goal, like that sort of philosophical approach, I feel like is always the best method. So I mean, I'm sure you're spot on with that. where to find the website. It's KyleKirms.com. No WNBA today. No, I'll get Chris back on tomorrow. It's just me in here on the weekend, so it's tough. I mean, I don't have anybody to prepare these graphics, so I have to do it all myself. It's a lot. Kyle, do you have a boyfriend? I do not. I'd love to see Sauce team up with Jimmy. I don't know Jimmy. Does he go by a different name? I thought you created the whole YouTube design. I mean, I did, but I never did it for a living. I just made mine. How many people do you employ? Currently 10. Should be 11 in September. Is Kamish coming back? Yeah. Kamish comes on Wednesdays and Thursdays when there's day games. He can't do the 4 p.m. start time. But when there's day games during the week, he comes on. There's no NBA on tomorrow. I didn't even know that. Jimmy the Bag. I mean, I feel like I've heard that name before, but I'm sure if I saw his face, I would recognize it. Are you going to put someone on the team that specializes in WNBA and hockey? Hockey, yeah. WNBA's tough. I don't know. I would like to. But I tried it last year. I brought somebody on, put him on payroll. Like, you're the WNBA guy. Nobody was tailing the picks. I mean, on the website, he would post his picks for the day, and they would have like 35 views. And it's like, I'm down to add the sport to the website and make it a part of things. But if no one's going to tail it, like, I'm not running a charity here. It's a business. Like, I'm not going to just pay this guy out of the like, if nobody's utilizing it, why am I going to pay this guy for it? Lindy's on every Monday. I think so. I mean, it's kind of a shitty day, so I'm hoping that he like picks a different day also. There's really kind of a randomness to it. I can teach you how to never lose while asking me for a job. Unreal. Why do you need a job if you never lose, bro? Why are you asking me for a job if you never lose? Oh, shit. How do you join Discords on the website? KyleKirms.com. How much is the website? It's $30 a month or $15 a week. I think I'm going to up it to $40 during football season because it comes with a lot. But for the people that currently are there, it'll always be there. Like the people that are currently subscribed, you're not going to get increased. There's no more bookies to stiff. I hit my first back-to-back parlay. Dude, stop betting parlays. Stop. What's my best sport? I mean, I don't know. I want to say college football, but I had the minus 20.9 units last year. I was actually right now the 4 sports I do, because I'm actually coming up to close to plus 20 units in MLB. College football is the only sport that I finished down this year. So college football is my favorite, and I think if you like line me up next to people and just tested knowledge, that college football, like, I would win. As far as when I say I would win, I meant like against myself. If you measured my knowledge of a sport versus other handicappers in the space, I feel like I would dominate college football because I really do take it so seriously. But as far as earnings wise, it doesn't reflect that. I lost money in college football. So, I mean, it depends. I would say baseball is my worst sport, but I'm killing it. I mean, I'm getting close to plus 20 units. We're only in early July. So I don't know. It's hard to say what my best sport is. Yeah, I mean, people say my best sport. Most people like my channel for football. That's where I get the most views, and that's how I started is NFL and college football. That's what if you surveyed people, I think that's what they would say. Sauce, will you ever get into tennis? Man, I got a tennis bet down right now. I got Shelton over 13 and a half games. It's on right there. Jess works with us. She's at Sauce Network. Jess is our tennis girl. We got tennis, and there we got a whole tennis channel in the Discord. I started watching because the NFL picks. Yeah, most people, because in the NFL, like, my videos get a lot of views. So there's a lot of people that discover me during NFL season, and then a lot of them will stick around for the year and become daily viewers. But during the NFL season is when I get a lot of new faces. Kyle, this college football season is going to be the best with all your new info. I'm definitely the most prepared that I've ever been for any sport with this college football season. I have all the data organized. Last year was kind of a scramble. This year, like, I'm ready to go. I think I could drop a video for 50 games a week. Seriously, like, I have so much. I'm so ready. I've been preparing for college football since fucking May. You've been killing baseball, Kyle. I trust you over Toast. I mean, he knows way more about baseball than me, but right now I am edging him out. I'm like plus 16 units. He's plus 14, I think. So he's right behind me. I will see who makes it at the end. Kyle, do you rep any college football teams? I grew up an Ohio State fan. So, I mean, I root for Ohio State in the Michigan game, but, like, I really don't care. I'm rooting for Rutgers this year because of New Jersey, and Rutgers has the number 5 recruiting class, and they brought in some transfers. Like, Rutgers could win 10 games this year, but, like, I'm really just, like, because it's New Jersey, and it would be cool to see Rutgers have a good season. I don't really give a shit. You should drop a future video for college. We are. Right after the MLB All-Star break, we're starting to do team previews. I like how you take this 30 minutes before the show to interact with the fans. I mean, like, I can't always do it. I'm a very busy person. But today, I just happened to be sitting here waiting. You found my channel from a Don't Parlay video? I remember that video. I don't do those how-to videos anymore. No, I still got the Oral Roberts tattoo. I mean, I'm not going to show it to you. It's on my ass. How much weight have you lost? I mean, I don't know. I don't weigh myself. When football ends, life gets a little bit easier for me, and it's a lot easier to hop on the Peloton, eat healthy. I mean, during football season, my life is fucking crazy. Like, I work a lot of hours in the fall. Definitely an unhealthy amount. I'll say that. But I mean, the way I look at it is, I made the decision to sacrifice like my 30s to live 40 plus like a sultan. That's the decision I made. So I mean, it comes with sacrifice. Why don't you handicap CFI? I don't even know what CFI is. Too legit. Toast is going to say Birdsong's a bet on pitcher again today. I'm on Birdsong too, man. I mean, I know he is going to say that. I'm on the Giants too. I took the Giants. Is it your full-time income at this point? Yeah, I have 10 employees. Not just my full-time income. I have 2 full-time, well, actually 3 full-time employees. Thanks, Molly. NASCAR pick today. Nah, I didn't look. There's a NASCAR channel in the Discord though. So if you're in there, I'm sure that they're sharing bets. Sauce, how many years have you been doing this? Well, I mean, it depends on what exactly you mean by this. How many years have I been betting on sports since I was a kid? This specifically, I did my first YouTube pick video Thanksgiving NFL 2020. And I just shared my bets. I didn't even really know Like, I wasn't trying to get into the sports betting space or anything. I just shared my bets, and they got like 400 views, and I went 2-1. I thought I went 3-0, but I actually went back and looked. I went 2-1. And at the time, I got like 450 views, and at the time, I was like, oh my God, like that was a lot. So I was like, oh, I see what people want. People want bets. How did you get the capital to fund this handicapping business? There is no capital, man. I started with nothing. Every single dollar. I mean, I still drive the same Honda Accord now that I had in 2019. Every single dollar I make, another person gets hired, or I buy another editing machine, or every single dollar I make goes back into it. I mean, obviously you can look at my website and do the math and see that I do bring in a good amount of revenue. It all goes back into it. I don't spend money on anything. You won't see me on vacation or anything like that. I don't do that. Sauce, how much money did you make off the show Lost? That's a funny question. I don't really get it, but if you could do an OnlyFans, post pictures of actual fans, like, I mean, I thought about something like that, of posting, but the problem is it would be kind of mean. I thought about making an account that's just posting idiotic comments, like because some of the YouTube comments I get are like, are you kidding? Like, do you know UCapper Ronald, who does WNBA? He comes on. He had just won 17 consecutive bets. Wager Talk was posting about it. Like, he was on this epic streak, right? 17 consecutive bets. He went like 8 days without a loss. He came on the show. So the streak ended. The next day he came on the show and went 1-3, I think. And someone goes, this guy absolutely sucks. You'd be down so much following him. That's what he said. Oh, no. Even better. You'd be down so much following him the last couple weeks. That's exactly what the comment said. Like, dude, he just won like a week and a half without a single loss. Kyle, have you ever gotten into stocks? No, not really. I feel like that's why I'm not even a big gambler when it comes to casino. I feel like the money needs to be in my hands. And when I'm betting on sports, no, it's not in my hands, but I get to make the decision on which side I'm on. So I feel like I have a little bit of control. I mean, I don't even like those table games in the casino. Like, why is Toast named Toast? He's told me. I actually forget, though. I'm not good with shit like that. You can ask him. Yeah, I love when Lindy is on for baseball. Yeah, Lindy's good, man. I'm surprised I didn't get him on last season. He does a good job. When he came on the first time, after the show, we were all like, yo, that's a good guest. He does a good job. Are you going to any more baseball games this year? I mean, probably not. Maybe in August, but there's sites you can follow politician stock trades. That's wild. Who's your NFL Super Bowl prediction? Bro, I don't freaking know. I honestly don't know. I would say, I guess the Ravens, because I thought they were the best team last year. I don't know who that is. I started out watching Lindy, but left him for Kyle. Yo, you don't got to leave. You can still watch. I appreciate you watching, but you don't have to choose one or the other. You can watch us both. What happened to you and Pick Dogs? Nothing happened. Me and Mitch just have a lot of disagreements. It's not anything like, nothing bad happened. I don't dislike anyone over there. I disagree with certain things, but it's nothing like me and Mitch still text. There's no like hatred or anything. Sauce, do you have any kids? Absolutely not. Never. No. I knew I didn't want kids when I was like 20. All my friends that have kids, when I hang out with them, there's nothing envious about it. No, and I'm sure having kids is great. But when I see my friends and like I went to my friend's bachelor party, and if my friend I'm talking about is watching this, my bad for airing your shit out. But we were on the way back from AC in the morning, and obviously hungover, right? And we're driving in the car, and my friend was like, man, My sister's in town with her kids. That means I got to take all the kids to the beach today. And we were all hungover in the car. And I remember thinking, like, I would rather off myself than do that. Like, that sounds terrible right now. Like, I can't wait to get back in the air conditioning, take a long shower, bet on some games, and watch some baseball. Like, I couldn't imagine having to do that. Let's send Toast an invite. For all I know, he's probably sitting there waiting. Once you have kids, kiss your life goodbye. I could see myself having a kid. Like, it depends. The only way I would have a kid is if I met a girl who is like dead set on having kids, where it's like, okay, well, this is your responsibility, or we'll get a nanny or something, because I'm not letting it affect. And I know that sounds selfish, but I feel like it's selfless to be aware of that about yourself rather than have a kid and then realize you don't want one later. But the girl I've been seeing, she doesn't want kids either, so it's beautiful. Kyle's kid would be the next best scapper. No, he would. Man, I went through some shit in my 20s, man. Unbalanced. I figured it out now in my 30s. Like, I'm pretty balanced, productive, get a lot of things done, make good decisions now. But in my 20s, I was wild, man. I couldn't get myself together. Kids are the worst thing in the world. Get a dog. I'm getting 2 dogs in the summer. I'm in the new place, but it's not fenced in yet. So I'm getting it fenced in, and I'm getting 2 dogs, Parlay and Bookie, I was going to call them. I sent Toast the invite, so I told him 11:30. So, and he's in Seattle on vacation, so give him a second. Yeah, yes, it's double-edged because now you're old and alone. But okay, so yeah, Mike, hear me out though. I don't know if that's necessarily bad. In all the movies we watched as kids, that's phrased as bad. I really enjoy living alone. And even my girlfriend, who's cool, I like her. But like, even when she spends the night and the next day it's like 11 a.m. and she like hangs out for a little while, I'm like, you're in my space. Like that, I don't kick her out or anything. But in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, can I get back to my life now? So I don't know. I enjoy being alone. And I feel like it's crazy to make a decision in your 20s. So it's like, oh, I don't want to be alone when I'm 70. Like, well, you're talking about 45, 50 years. You're making a decision when you're 20s, so you're not alone in 50 years? What about those 50 years? Isn't that life? Like that chunk you just skipped over, isn't that life? Did I see that clown on TikTok bashing Kyrie? No, I don't go on TikTok. Show us your girlfriend. I mean, she's on. If you follow my Instagram, you could see her on there. She's a redhead. Wow, just called her out like that. No, she knows. Yo, she's like really independent. Like she wouldn't be. She would say something similar, I bet, about me. Like we're very. That's why it works, because we're the same. How much longer is Prop Beaver on punishment? He is not on punishment. He didn't want. He doesn't want to do it. What he's doing right now is what he wants to do. I didn't kick him off the show or anything. He went on a cold streak and he lets the comments get to him. Which, by the way, it's easier said than done, because I don't care about anything, and sometimes the comments even get to me. It's tough. Not only did you lose a bunch of bets and lose a bunch of money, but then you open your phone and it's a bunch of people like saying the most disrespectful, unfair shit about you. I mean, so he let the comments get to him, and he said he would feel more comfortable being off the camera for a while. So he does a good job doing that. So it's whatever. I believe that you're never gonna to be the most productive. You have to be doing what makes you happy, and forcing him to be on camera wouldn't have been a good decision. So I thought the best move was to find a role for him to still be a part of things while he decides what he wants to do. But he's not in trouble or anything. It was just his decision. Who was he talking about? The comments got to Chris yesterday. What, Crispy Cappin? He's usually pretty level-headed. Beaver's soft as fuck. Dude, yeah, I mean, yeah, in this instance, he was being a little soft, but it's not like he was crying or anything. Or like, it wasn't like, he was just like, I want to take some time away from the camera. Like, it was just like a decision he made. It wasn't like... Yeah, people giving him a lot of shit for missing a few bets. Yeah, dude, he was getting it bad, and it's, man, people on the internet are, I don't understand it. How you could just go on the internet, leave a comment that's so hateful and disrespectful, and a lot of times just a lie or wrong, and then just like go about your life. What, like, what? Who raises these people? It's so crazy. Congrats on the Finns last night. Well, yeah, I had the plus 1.5. Toast had the money line, so he made a lot more money than I did on that. Sauce, why does Vegas set weird lines like last night, Dodgers versus Brewers minus 110? Well, I mean, it was Freddie Peralta pitching, and the Dodgers had been slumping a bit. So, I mean, they were taking a lot of Brewers action, too. I agree that prop Beaver needs to be on camera as well. Sex appeal has gone down since Prop Beaver left the show. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, it's because some people have such little respect that common courtesy, and I think there's a lot of people that are just like insecure and unhappy, and they're like not the type of people that are open about how they feel. So on the internet, like behind closed doors, is when they get to like let it out on people. And I mean, you know for a fact that these people leaving hateful comments, like telling me to kill myself and all this wild shit, that if I saw them in person, they would be like completely friendly. Like, oh, I watch your show. Like, you know, it's just like, it's so weird. Do you really have 10 TVs in your living room? Oh, yeah. Wait till you guys see. I haven't posted it yet. I moved into the new spot in December. We have the office set up. So before, we were working out of my condo, and it was me, AJ, Prop Beaver, and Andy packed into like my living room. Now we have a big office, and it's not done yet, so I haven't posted it yet. But wait till you guys see it. It's fucking awesome. It's still like unfinished. I should just hire somebody to do it, but my brother told me he was going to help me, and he was going to come and like we're putting a thing on the corner so we can hang TVs like on the corner rather than just like put them one on a mount. It's hard to explain. And my brother's really good with that shit, and he said he was going to help me do it. So I think my brother actually said he can help me next weekend. Do you live with your parents? Nah. No, I haven't lived with my parents in like 15 years. I'm 35 years old. $10 TV. Well, it's actually 11, but I mean, in reality, I only regularly use like 3. Especially because MLB TV and NBA League Pass, there are ways where you can put 4 on one screen. For the most part, I'm watching like my top bet, maybe my second top bet, and then I have a bunch of games on like one TV. During college football season is like really when I'll have all of them used. And then NFL Sunday, but usually NFL Sunday, we're upstairs. Do you live in the city, Sauce? Nah, Jersey Shore, down the shore. Kyle, did you go to college? I got kicked out of UConn in my 6th weekend. So I was a UConn Husky for for 5 weeks or 6 weeks or something. Are we going to see WNBA today? Nah, probably not. It's Sunday, and I didn't have... Where is Toast? It's 11:29. Did I send him the invite? Yeah, I sent it. Seaside Heights. I grew up in Wall. Why did you get kicked out? I mean, nothing serious. I got in trouble, like alcohol and weed in the room or something, and I wasn't going to any classes. So what happens is when you get like 2 strikes, like with drinking in the room or something, it's something stupid, but then you have to go to a disciplinary thing, and I didn't go, and I had a 0.0 GPA with 0 attendance. So they were like, what the hell are we supposed to do with this guy? All right, it's 11:30. I don't know where he's at. All right, I'm going to take a quick piss, so I'll be back in 30 seconds. And if Toast is not here, we'll just start without him. 1 sec. Toast said Phillies money line. All right, let me call him real quick. One K wait while Kyle takes a piss. That's funny.
Hello?
Yo, where you at, bro? We're starting.
I know, I'm coming. I was fall a little bit behind. I'm coming.
All right, later. All right. Let's get the poll running. Man, I am still a little sick. Can't believe this is like day 4. I mean, I haven't been taking Dayquil. The last 2 days have been okay, but like I still feel it. All right. Sorry, what the hell is going on? Man, like the cold ended like 2 days ago, so I feel okay, but I still have like some phlegm, if you will, that I can't seem to. Houston X works rate. This is the shit I was taking here. This shit was working. COVID test. I mean, what's the point of taking a COVID test at this point? I mean, it's not. What's the treatment for COVID? Isn't it just like water and don't go outside? Would the treatment for COVID be different than the treatment for a cold? So, like, what's the point of knowing? Did you just wake up?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That works.
You can't hear me? Oh, wait. Hold on. I think no, hold on.
Should I come back and come back in?
No, it's not you. All right, hold on. Hold on.
I don't hear nothing from you.
Hello?
Now I do.
Yep, that was on my end, not your end.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Every single person in my life is throwing up and puking right now. It's trip from hell.
Well, at least we're killing the sports books this weekend.
We are killing the sports books. Thank you, Jesus. I apologize, everybody, for being late. Not cool.
Apology not accepted. Oh my God. Phillies are on the road in Atlanta. Look, you guys heard what I said yesterday. I don't think this Phillies team can hit right-handed pitching without those two guys. I think two huge lefty superstars in the lineup makes a difference. And when you take those two guys out, I don't think we could trust this Phillies lineup against lefties. We just saw Spencer Schwellenbach pitch a gem yesterday. Reynaldo Lopez is having a great season. He's been slumping a little as of late. But I as much as alluring as the Phillies are at this price, I mean, I wouldn't take them, honestly. I think the Braves win the game. So if you force me to place a bet here, I didn't bet this game. If you force me to place the bet, it would just be this. Under 8.5. I also looked at the Phillies team total under last night. It was at 3.5. You can get it at plus money, but 3.5 is just a little shy. So I would go under a pass in this one.
Yeah, it would be Braves or pass for me. I'm not going to bet it, but we're getting Reynaldo Lopez off of, I went into that San Francisco game and I had talked about him putting up a whole bunch of zeros. And then finally that dam was about to break. So Reynaldo Lopez pitching bad, or I shouldn't say bad, but not as good as before, is him going 5 innings and giving up 2 runs, which is still extremely good. So on top of that, you're getting him, like I said, off those 2 starts. It's just really hard for me with what the Phillies are doing against right-handed pitching right now. Like Kyle's talked about the last multiple days in a row. So it's just really hard for me to get back to Phillies, even at, like Kyle said, a huge plus price. So it's Braves minus 1.5 or pass for me. I'm not going to bet it just because I got to see it from the Braves a little bit more. But yeah, it's Braves or pass. So welcome back. But yeah, Braves or pass for me.
At this price?
Yeah, I'm not betting it. I'm just saying there's no way I can get to the Phillies with what we talked about.
All right. Our community likes the Phillies, and I mean, at this price, you would expect them to be on the Phillies.
Trust me, I really wanted to get there.
Next up, Mets on the road in Pittsburgh. Would you say Grimace is back?
Why?
Because they won a game and Diaz is back?
I mean, I guess Luis Ortiz has been pretty damn good. So
fade Grimace.
I'm not going to fade Grimace just because of Luis Ortiz. I just wanted to let everybody know that so it would be Pittsburgh or pass for me. This is not a game that I bet because Pittsburgh is, I think, terrible. But one game from the Mets doesn't change my perspective for them. They're kind of on a downslope right now. Obviously, from being on one of the highest highs you could ever be on, I get that. But Luis Ortiz has been really, really good. So he hasn't pitched in a couple weeks. So maybe that can be a concern for some. But his previous 4 starts, I mean, he got hit up by the Yankees, which was his only home start. But in 3 road starts against Cincinnati, Philadelphia, and Atlanta, he looked really, really well. And his previous 2 home starts are, besides that Yankee start, one of them was bad against St. Louis. One of them was decent against Milwaukee. Take it for what it is. But I expect him to pitch well. I think that I would actually, if my lean would be actually under 9, I would go right
there
back
you go.
to that same thing that we played yesterday. I don't know why it's 9 again. I will give Kyle credit. He has been spot on with how some of these totals are just
way off.
Just wrong. Just plain off wrong. So yeah, it would be under 9 or pass.
Yeah, same thing. I bet this yesterday. I don't think I actually placed this one yet. I can check just to make sure. Look at my bets so far. I have 4 bets down, and I don't think this is actually one of them. But it is one of the ones we talked about in the Discord last night. Yeah, I don't have this down yet. But you guys know I played under 9.5 yesterday. Mets had a 3-run home run, and the Pirates had the 2-run home run in like a 6-out span. Still cashed by 2 runs. So I still feel like we're seeing an inflated number based on the fact that the Mets went on the grimace run, right, where they were scoring 9-10 runs a night, and the Pirates just scored 14 in the first game of the series. And I think if we actually take a step back and really look at this total at 9, the Mets have cooled off in a major way offensively, and the Pirates are a bottom 5 lineup. And they're giving us a total at 9 with 2 starting pitchers that have been pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, the bullpen suck, so maybe if you want to isolate to the first 5, but I think you would have lost if you played the first 5 under yesterday, right? Because the score was 3-2. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure on that. But yeah, I'm going to add this to my list of maybes.
Just another on top of that, since you mentioned the bullpens and I didn't, everybody's still fresh. I mean, you're getting Diaz back for the Mets. Obviously, he's back now and he's been suspended. He only went 11 pitches. Nunez, a guy that I like. I'm sure you guys, most Mets fans do. He only pitched 8 pitches. Ottavino and Dykman all fresh and good to go. Or Diekman, excuse me. I don't know why I say Dykman every time now. I think it's a mental thing. And then as far as Pittsburgh go, they're all rested and ready to go as well. So none of them went yesterday. So.
All right, yeah. So I actually am going to consider betting that. I want to see how many bets I have on this list at the end, and that might get added. Next up, Cards on the road in Washington. It's down to plus 100 now. So the market agrees with what we were saying last night in that voice chat, that this is a really nice spot for the Nats, a nice matchup for the Nats. You got the Cardinals against a lefty again. I know they got to Mackenzie Gore last night, but as a whole, the Cardinals haven't been getting to left-handed pitching. And DJ Hurst looked unstoppable in his last start. He blanked the Mets, and actually he's looked good at home all season. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't trust DJ Hurst to throw a good game here at home against the Cardinals. And on the other side, you got Kyle Gibson. I'm pretty sure his last road start was bad, but other than that, he's been very good on the road this year. I don't think this Nationals lineup is very good. Here's the thing. It's kind of similar to what I was saying about Lance Lynn yesterday. I liked Washington first 5 on the run line because I thought Lance Lynn was going to get sparked up because he struggles against lefties, and that's what happened. Kyle Gibson is another guy that has some ugly-looking splits against lefty bats. The Nats are loaded with lefties. 5 of their first 6 hitters are lefties. So I would have to lean towards the Nats again. So I'll put Nats up, but I need more of a plus 100 payout because the truth is the Cardinals are the much better team here. So at plus 100, I was shaky. I was iffy at plus 110. Now that it's down to plus 105, plus 100, this is going to be a pass. It would only be Nationals, but I'm not going to bet this.
It's down to minus 105 in a lot of places.
Yeah, no shot.
DK has it minus 110 right now, or minus 108. Sorry, excuse me.
I mean, if it keeps moving, by the time this game starts, the value might be on the Cardinals, honestly.
First 5 under 5 would be my play here, and I'm actually probably about to bet this. Again, I'm actually kind of one of these guys that's kind of like a secret Kyle Gibson fan. I don't really think that I don't really worry about him. Back-to-back subpar starts, giving up 4 runs. But previous to that, he had been really, really good. He had a bad outing against Boston, but on the road at Chicago, 7 innings, no run. On the road at Houston, which we know that Houston's the best lineup, one of the best lineups in baseball, gave up 3 runs in just under 6 innings. 6 innings on the road in Cincinnati, 1 run. 5 innings, 2 runs in Milwaukee. My point is that he's a veteran. I think I understand how hot the Nats bats have been, especially the last couple of days. But I do expect him to pitch well here today. There's not the best weather in Nationals Park, especially on the board right now. So I just feel like 5 is a little bit too much. And as far as DJ Hurts is concerned, he's, like Saw said, he's been really, really good. Especially at home. The only 2 times that he's looked bad is really his first start of the year, which was against the Mets, which you can give a pass for. First start ever in Coors Field, and then first start in San Diego. Besides that, home against the Mets, he came back and pitched well, and then he pitched well against Atlanta and Miami, both at home as well. So, first 5 under 5.
Yeah, I like that first 5 under also. I definitely like DJ Hurst to pitch a good game.
Yeah.
Next up. Giants, Cleveland. Shout out Guardian. Shout out Cleveland. Shout out Machine Gun Kelly. Shout out J-Ram.
Shout out the over. Everybody got paid last night.
Yeah.
Gotta love those games.
I'm going for the sweep here. So I took the Giants in the first game at plus 155. Cleveland last night was my favorite bet of the night. So I'm going for the sweep in this series, and I did bet it. Giants. So I basically, my thoughts are that the trends have flipped for both of these teams recently. Both of these teams on the season, people know Cleveland as a team that hits right-handed pitching. People know the Giants as a team that hit left-handed pitching. But if you go strictly by the last 2 or 3 weeks, that's not the case. In fact, the Giants have hit righties better, and they've struggled to get to a few lefties. And the Cleveland's been getting to lefties, struggling to get to righties, which is why I played Cleveland so heavy. I put a full unit on Cleveland last night, is because it fit my trend, the newer trend. Now we're back to the old trend again. Giants have been getting to righty starters. It's Carlos Carrasco and Birdsong. I don't know much about Birdsong, admittedly, but I've been playing on this angle that Cleveland's cooling down against righty starters, and it's been successful. Cleveland's been hitting lefties much better. Another reason I placed my bet on Cleveland last night is the Giants' bullpen was completely rocked. They're all rested now. Should have all of their arms available. So, yeah, Giants. I got it at plus 112. I'm on the Giants here.
Yeah, you guys already know me. It's that boy again. Hayden Birdsong is back. I actually really like this guy. I really think that he's probably going to be in this league for a couple of years now. I understand this is only his third start, but I do trust him a lot. I really can't add more than what Kyle said. I'm on the Giants as well. Birdsong has paid me out every time that he started so far, so we're going to continue to ride that. This Giants team has treated me well as well, so it's just really hard for me to get away from that. So with Carrasco on the mound, yeah, it's easy for me.
Something just disappeared. Hold on. What happened to the chat? 1 second. Let me try getting it back up.
YouTube's been, yeah, it's not
No,
even
this
just.
this is an OBS thing though. This one's not. on
Well,
YouTube.
I was just gonna say because it seems like I know that we've had issues with our chat over the last week or give or take or whatever. Yeah, it's been a lot of people that I've seen. So
What's going on here? Why did it seems like my? All right, I'm gonna try something. I've never had. Oh, okay. Hold on. So now let's try getting you back in here. Why would this not work? If it works, so if I go over to 3 people, it works. How does that make any sense at all?
really weird.
That doesn't make any sense at all. It's the same exact. All right, so let's try this then. What? All right, we might have to just roll with the 3-person template. I don't know why. But hold on now. How do I get the chat to on though? Whoa. Hold on, let me get the chat. That doesn't make any sense. Chat. I don't know why the chat link's not working now. I don't even know how to fix that. Think. What if I go add source and let's put the chat in here, see if this works. Ah. I can't explain why that just worked, but it worked. So no, Lindy's not coming on. He's just.
This is a free. We love him so much. We're just trying to.
He's not coming on. We just for some reason we needed to flip. All right, next up. Oh, so I'm on the Giants. You're on the Giants too, right?
Yep.
All right, 2 people on the Giants. Our poll is leaning towards Giants as well, pretty heavily, actually. 56%, 31% Giants. Next up, I'm going to have to switch it over to 3 people for some reason. We got Tigers at Reds. Reds up.
Yep. Could not agree more.
Okay, so poll is running. Cast your votes. I am on the Reds here. This is probably my favorite bet of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the Reds at plus 126. This is just another instance of a superstar pitcher getting severely overpriced. I mean, the Tigers are 1-3 in his last 4 starts. Just because a pitcher is really good doesn't mean the team wins for them. This Tigers lineup is absolutely terrible. I think Graham Ashcraft's about to pitch a solid game here. He just pitched well against the Yankees. This is one of the worst lineups in baseball. Not to mention Skubal in his last 4 starts has an ERA up over 4. So Skubal hasn't even looked that elite recently. I mean, I think this is Reds all the way for sure. And when I say top bet, I mean 1 unit. I don't want anyone going in just because I said it's my favorite bet of the day. I don't want anyone going and betting like an asshole. I do like the Reds today, though.
Yeah, I'm on the Reds as well. It's not my favorite play of the day, but we talked about this last night. As far as Graham Ashcraft, first and foremost, I couldn't agree more about Tariq Skubal and being overpriced. Again, that doesn't even mean that Tariq Skubal can't pitch well. It just means that it's very similar to like the Yankees and the Dodgers. It's just when guys get popular and could be winning the Cy Young and stuff like that, they're just overpriced. It just is what it is. And I understand that a guy like Graham Ashcraft isn't a guy that you're rushing to back against the window every day. But take a look at his last 7 starts this year. I mean, he's nothing special. I will give you that. But on the road in LA, against LA at home, on the road in Coors Field, on the road in Yankee Stadium, on the road in Arizona. I mean, this guy is just like, he doesn't get a whole bunch of breaks. He gets sent down and then he comes back up and he looks good in Yankee Stadium. It's hard for me to believe after 2 lackluster starts in Great America Ballpark that Graham Ashcraft, I actually honestly believe that he pitches well here today against the Tigers lineup that's doing absolutely nothing. So I'm starting to feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again as you, so I'm just going to stop. But yeah, I like the Reds today, and I like them a lot as well. They're not my favorite. I don't have a full unit on them, but yeah, I do like the Reds.
I also want to share something with you guys. One last thing before we move on.
Thank you for doing that, because I forgot about that, because I was like, I think he must have already said that, but yeah.
No, I didn't say it. I'm about to put it on the screen so everyone could see it. This is another reason I like the Reds here. Here's the Giants bullpen usage right now. You can see Foley's gone back-to-back days. Chafin back-to-back days. They will have Will Vest, but they just had a bullpen day yesterday. So all those long relievers, Brisk, 40 pitches, Faedo, 25, Holton, 33, Shelby Miller, 32. So Giants bullpen definitely a little bit taxed. Not to mention the Reds bullpen is better than the Giants bullpen, so Reds should have the edge late. I know the Reds bats haven't done shit at home this year, but this price is just wrong. This should be close to a pick 'em, honestly. So Reds plus 126 I am on. Next up. All right, next up is White Sox Marlins. How about those fish?
I know. Beautiful. I didn't get to see how it happened or whatever, but I saw that they won late. I know that. So I
didn't see it either. I had plus 1.5, so I was looking fine. You were the one that needed them. I was good. I was comfortable.
Yeah.
All right.
That being said, I don't know if I can go back to him today.
No, it would only be White Sox here at this price.
Yeah. I honestly don't even get this price. Like, I feel like the White Sox should be favored here. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't think that Gannon has been.
No, I don't get the price either.
Like, that doesn't. Yeah. So I don't know what your thoughts on it, but go ahead.
No, it would only be White Sox here. They've been the better team recently. The only reason we bet, or I should speak for myself, the only reason I bet the Marlins yesterday is because the price was freaking crazy. The White Sox were minus 170 favorites on the road. Now that the Marlins are the minus 148 favorites, I mean, what? The Marlins should not be laying this much juice. By the way, do we even think that they have the starting pitching advantage? I don't know.
I was just about to say that, yeah. Like,
I mean,
what can we truly expect from Cabrera? And he wasn't even like himself this year, so.
So yeah, I mean, I think that Cabrera probably is the better option than Cannon, but it's close. It's not like, and the White. Hold on, let me pull up the bullpens here. The
Fish are in not good trouble for Fish.
No. Tanner Scott and AJ Puck pitched 2 of the last 3. They're not in bad shape. But the White Sox have everybody available. Plus 120. I didn't bet this yet, but I'm really considering it. This is already on my list. White Sox money line at this price. I don't know if I actually do it, but there's no way the Marlins should be laying this much juice.
Yeah, I was just calling to finding out when Cabrera pitched last. But besides that, yeah, like I just don't understand this price for me. Like Gannon hasn't been absolutely terrible. I mean, on the road to Detroit, he had a blow up. Tampa Bay got to him. But I mean, he pitched 8 2/3 against Houston. He looked really good in that start. I mean, he looked good against Kansas City. I mean, again, he's had some blowups against some good teams. On the road at Minnesota. Obviously, Detroit, I can't really speak for, but he went on the road at Seattle, went 7 innings, 1-run baseball. So I definitely think there's talent there. Yeah, I'm betting the White Sox right now. So yeah, White Sox money line for me.
You're on the White. You are going to bet this?
Yeah.
All right, I'll consider it. Also, no. Wait, what team does Luis Garcia play for again?
Nationals.
Okay, we didn't get that. Oh, Luis Garcia is on my home run list, by the way. Oh, we skipped that one. All right, 59%, 23% on the White Sox. All right, next up.
Sorry, Cabrera hasn't pitched since May 7th. That's the date.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would take Edwin Cabrera over Jonathan Cannon, but like, there's no way it's like unanimous.
And I finally have the numbers in front of me. Before he got hurt, 2 innings, 4 runs, 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 1/3, 5 runs, 5 innings, 3 runs for Cabrera against the Dodgers, Rockies, Nationals, and Cubs.
So you can have the mic on this series because I said over a pass in the first game. Second game of the series, I actually bet the over and hit. Obviously, I still think we're going to see runs, but now it's up at 9. They're finally pricing it accordingly. I got nothing on this series. I honestly think it could go either way. So,
I agree. Let me pull up. I just want to see if there's lineups are confirmed yet. Okay, so as I thought. Okay, no Alvarez. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So there's no Altuve. No Altuve either.
No, Altuve's in. No Alvarez. I assumed one of those two would be gone. So Jesus, it's minus 150 now. I didn't know that. Okay.
Then you would have to play the Astros.
I have Minnesota minus 125 money line. It's now minus 150 in some spots. I guess you can get it minus 130 on Caesars, minus 148 on the major books. So depending if you can get it under 130, I'd still take the Twins. I wouldn't pay minus 150 with the Twins.
Hold on. Doesn't Woods Richardson struggle with righty bats, though? 313 WOBA against righties. How many righties are going to be in this lineup with no Alvarez? You're going to have 100 righties in the lineup.
They're going to have essentially 7. Yeah. So I don't care.
At this new price, it has to be Houston, right?
I mean, I can't take away my bets. I mean, I could, but yeah. I'm comfortable with where I'm at. If Simeon Woods Richardson gives me 5 or 6 innings of 2 or 3 run baseball, which I think that he definitely possibly can, I think I'm going to be good. I honestly think that Spencer Arrighetti could get smacked into another Bolivian here. This Twins team is just absolutely rolling right now, and for me to see it against a team that I think is good too in Houston, or at least playing really good baseball right now. Yeah, what did they score? 40 runs in the last 3 games. So again, I'm more than comfortable. I got 20 cents of CLV, which means the Astros probably win. But yeah, I'm more than comfortable with where I'm at with Minnesota right now. Yeah, especially with the rested bullpen. So now I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah.
So I think I might bet this. because Yordan Alvarez leaves, right? That moves the line 15 cents towards Minnesota. But actually, I like the righty bats against Woods Richardson. So what that actually does is takes out one of the lefties. Woods Richardson's going to be pitching against 7 righty bats here, including the first 4 hitters in the lineup. Altuve, Pena, Bregman, Diaz, all in a row. And then Singleton, who actually has good numbers against Wood Richardson pitch mix. He's a lefty. I really am considering betting the Astros at this new price. Adding it to the list. I'm taking the White Sox off because I like the Astros here better than the White Sox. All right. Next up. For some reason, the 2-person template isn't working, but the 3-person is. Makes no sense to me, but here we are. Angels, Cubs. Cubs were disgusting yesterday. My only loss. I went 5-1. Cubs were my only loss.
You know how many people asked me about that play, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know why people get obsessed with some of your plays. Like, it just boggles my mind.
I like that one.
I know, but like my point is like you've been killing it, and they're worried about one bet. Like, it's just. Yeah.
What, 5-1 isn't good enough?
I know. It's like, what are we doing? It's the same thing with me and the Padres last night. It was like giving me shit about the Padres losing. Not like the chat, but like other like people who actually aren't joking around with us. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm sorry.
So at this price, everyone in the world is going to be betting the Angels here. But like, I can't disagree. I like Soriano a lot. This is a straight pass for me. Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. I bet on Soriano his last start on the road at Oakland. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. I don't really know what to think of that start, but I do think that he's better than Hayden Wesneski. But at the same time, it seems really trappish to me. I'm not going to bet the Cubs. I will not lay juice with the Cubs. There's no chance in hell. But plus 105 in the first 5, plus 120 full game. For me personally, it just feels a little bit trappy to me. How do you not bet the Angels at that price? And on a day like today, I'm just not trying to get involved. So it's Angels or pass, heavy on the pass.
I want to bet the Cubs, honestly.
I can't.
I can't do it. Soriano looked shitty in his last start, but it was his first start back from injury. Before he got injured, he was looking really dominant. How are the Cubs against fastballs? Because if you can hit a triple-digit fastball, you can hit Soriano. It's kind of all he's got.
Cubs, fastball, not good at all. 20th on the season, 14th in the last 20 days or 30 days. So I guess better than average. But he also
don't hit the sinker, which he
took the words out of my mouth.
Fuck. Come on, there's got to be some angle for the Cubs here. Something. Give me something. There's just nothing.
I know how irritating that can be, though.
Soriano struggles against righty bats. He's dominant against lefties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 righties for the Cubs. Man, I'm not betting this stupid team. Next. Someone goes, what do you think, Lindy? You know what I did that one time when you couldn't make it? It was me and Prop Beaver. I took a screenshot. Remember that?
Yes. And people thought I was sitting there.
So one time, me, Prop Beaver, and Toast were the show, and Toast couldn't make it, but I had the template set up for 3 people, so I just took a screenshot of Toast like this. And just like put a picture there, and people thought he was just like spaced out, stoned or something.
Yeah, that's probably why they all think I'm drunk on crack.
Because that one episode where you didn't move for an hour.
Yeah.
Next up, Rays Rangers. I think the question is this a good bet, or did I get caught doing a bit of sharp chasing here?
I don't know. I'm actually happy where I'm at.
We're on the same side, aren't we?
Yeah, we're on the same side. I'm just the fact that line's not moving makes me kind of happy, because I would assume, let's see what the poll thinks, that most people are going to see Nate Eovaldi at home and make that bet at a decent price against a Rays team that's been pretty bad, which I totally get. But I'm on the Rays.
But the Rangers bullpen, okay. All right, hear me out. I want everyone to listen. I'm not saying Eovaldi is in for a tough one against the Rays lineup. That's not what I'm saying. Jesus, so much phlegm. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Eovaldi's in for a tough matchup here. He's been really good at home. You can say the Rays have seen a lot of good righty starters because they have. If you look at the righty starters that have pitched against Tampa in the last 3 weeks, they've seen like every single top righty in the league. So this Tampa lineup, I think, is undervalued versus righties. But still, I'm not saying the Rays are going to hit up Eovaldi. He always pitches well against this team. It's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is every other aspect of this game points towards Tampa. First of all, Littell's pitched decently his last couple starts. The Rangers are terrible against right-handed starters, against righties in general. Remember, in the last 30 days, this is one of the worst lineups, if not the worst lineup in baseball against righties. Littell, you know what? Rather than speak from memory, why don't I just pull it up for you? Texas, Zach Littell. Because I do think there's solid evidence here that backs a Rays bet. All right, Zach Littell.
Make sure you look at the Rangers at home, too.
Yeah, okay. So Zach Littell's last start on the road in Kansas City, 5 shutout innings, 4 hits. Blanked the Royals. Before that, great start against the Mariners. 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, 5 base runners. Before that, on the road in Minnesota, one of the hottest lineups in baseball at the time, 5 innings, 2 runs. So we're talking about 3 solid starts in a row, 2 of them excellent against 3 lineups that, 2 of them are definitely better than the Rangers against righties. Seattle's probably comparable. The Rangers in the last 30 days are a bottom 5 lineup. The Rangers in the last 30 days are 29th in WRC plus against righties. So you might say, look, he's just pitching in Seattle, Kansas City, Minnesota, 3 good games. Texas is at worse than 2 of them, same as Seattle. So I like the matchup for Zach Littell. I think Zach Littell is going to deal. So even if Eovaldi pitches well, which he very well may, he very well may pitch a good game here. I think the score will be 2-1 Rangers, even if Eovaldi pitches well, and he might not. And then you get to the bullpen, and the Rangers bullpen is way more taxed than Tampa's is. The Rangers, Kirby Yates has thrown on back-to-back nights. David Robertson has thrown on back-to-back nights. Jacob Latz has thrown on back-to-back nights in 3 of the last 4. Texas bullpen is taxed, not to mention the Rays bullpen has been better. So, yeah, at this price, let's do it.
Yeah, Kirby Yates has went 3 of the last 4, actually. So that was like one of my decisions because he's been really, really, really good for them. I have a hard time believing he goes 4 out of 5 days. Yeah. Also, I just wanted to touch on Zach Littell on the road this year. He's been, Colorado, Angels, White Sox, Red Sox, Baltimore, Atlanta, Minnesota. The start against Atlanta was the only one that was really terrible. I guess Boston wasn't great, but besides that, he's one of these guys that you can trust on the road. So, also, again, not that the Rays team is fantastic as far as at the plate, especially against right-handed pitching, but look at the teams that Eovaldi has faced at home. Padres, he gets that one for sure, but the Royals on the road, the Giants on the road, the Tigers on the road, all those teams that I listed, not offenses that I worry about. Yandy Diaz is getting hot for the Rays now. Yeah, I'll take my chances at plus money here.
Someone goes, take those dumbass ads off. Like, bro, I don't own YouTube. Like, that's not me. That's YouTube. I think if you pay for YouTube Premium, they go away. But again, that has nothing to do with me.
I got the YouTube Kirms.
Yeah, me too. Next up, Royals on the road at Rockies.
Tanner Gordon, Major League debut.
My thoughts on this game can be summed up in like 3 words here. On what planet are the Royals minus 160 road favorites? This team sucks. And you know what? I almost went. I want to go back and find that comment because is in the Cleveland series. Remember when the Royals were just slumping bad, right? There was 2 weeks where they just couldn't hit at all. And I said on the live show, like, this team can't hit right now. And then they went up and beat Cleveland like 9-1 or something. And someone wrote this long comment about who's very clearly an offended Royals fan. like about like you don't know shit. Like the Royals lineup, blah 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 blah. And since that day, I mean, they've gone ice cold again. This team sucks. So there's just no way they should be minus 160 favorites. By the way, Brady Singer historically on the road, not even good. So, I mean, Brady Singer at home in Kansas City, you can make some points for him. But on the road, especially in Coors Field, has he ever even pitched in Coors before? Probably not, right?
No, he has not.
Like, how could you lay minus 160? I don't even know who Gordon is, though. So
I was kind of being funny because he's a Rockies prospect, but it's the Rockies and they're terrible. So it's like, really, it is what it is. It's Rockies or pass. It's just that simple, guys. There's no way in hell I play that price with the Royals. Wish I would have played the Rockies last night, but it is what it is. We killed last night, so it doesn't matter.
I wish I liked the Rockies too last night. I didn't take them.
There's just no way that I wouldn't pay this. I honestly, and I'm not kidding. I'm not even trying to make a joke. Like, I wouldn't pay this price with the Royals probably at home. So it's just not something I'm trying to deal with this offense right now. So it's Rockies or pass, heavy on the pass.
Honestly, this same exact matchup in Kansas City, same pitching matchup, I don't even know if I take the Royals. I swear.
Yeah.
All right. Next up.
And to Kyle's point about Brady Singer in his career, like a 3.7-ish ERA at home, it jumps to nearly 5 on the road.
Yeah, and in Coors Field for the first time.
Yeah.
All right, now we get to Baltimore, and you're on the O's. I'm not sure about that. I am not sure about that.
I'm not either because the price hasn't moved, so you're probably right.
Well, I didn't bet it, and you did. So
I know.
You actually put your money up. I didn't. But I will say Grayson Rodriguez I like Grayson Rodriguez. Struggles against righty bats, and he's going to be pitching against a shitload of them here. Oakland sucks, though. But if you look at Grayson Rodriguez's game logs, and we did it last night. In fact, I want to read it in front of everybody. I think everyone needs to hear this.
No, I'm not even being kidding. This was a really good discussion. And
right? I feel like it was like very telling. So
yes.
Here are Grayson Rodriguez's game logs. Check this out. Great game at Seattle. Seattle's a bunch of lefties. Great game against Cleveland. Cleveland's a bunch of lefties. Got rocked by Houston. Astros was a bunch of righties. Before that, great game against the Phillies. At the time, before the injuries, bunch of lefties. 6 lefties in that lineup. Before that, great game against the Rays. Lefties. They usually have 5 or 6 lefties in the lineup. I mean, and then you get back to Toronto. He actually pitched a good game against the Blue Jays, who are righties. But if you look at his last 5 starts, he's pitched 4 good games and 1 bad game, and the 1 bad game was the only time he pitched against a bunch of righties. So, look, Oakland sucks, and the Athletics lineup is certainly not the Astros lineup, but he's pitching against a bunch of righties again. I don't know.
So for me, I played Baltimore minus 1.5. Not very many times that I can remember I've seen Baltimore. I guess I call it the Adley Rutschman era because since Adley's been called up, this team has been a different team. So in the Adley Rutschman era, I don't think I've seen them embarrassed like that, like they were yesterday. 19-8. Shout out them for covering my team total, though. In the late innings, I was very grateful for that. But we're getting Grayson Rodriguez after finally a start where I feel like everything kind of clicked for him. Mentally, physically, all that stuff. 6 1/3 in Seattle. I understand Seattle's terrible. I get that. But no runs. But he had been kind of flirting with decent performances, but still giving up runs and whatnot. And now he comes on the road in Oakland. And by the way, previous to that Seattle start on the road, not good in Houston, but Tampa Bay and Toronto, he looked fine. I don't worry about Grayson Rodriguez on the road. The reason that I like this bet so much is because you have Baltimore, who was embarrassed yesterday as a team. You also have Grayson Rodriguez, who was embarrassed last year by Oakland. Last year, one of his first starts against Oakland of the year, one of his first starts of his career, actually. He got absolutely throttled, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks. He just looked terrible out there. 33 game score. It was just bad. I think that he has this one circled. I think that Grayson Rodriguez comes out here today pissed off, and we see his whole arsenal of stuff, which Oakland doesn't touch the changeups, curves, anything like that. Obviously, they're terrible. I think he shoves and gives us 7 or 8 innings of one or 2 run baseball. If Oakland gets to him, it is what it is. But I think this is a circle spot for him. Baltimore, nobody worked yesterday because they obviously got killed, so they're going to have a full bullpen behind him as well. Yeah, I will definitely take my chances. I'm on Baltimore -1.5. I think Grayson Rodriguez pitches well, and I think the bats can get dispensed.
Someone in the comments said it. Might have to be over here. The problem is, like you said, Baltimore's got their bullpen arms rested, and if this happens to be a close game, which it might not be, but if it happens to be a close game, I could see it staying under. If Baltimore's only up like 4-2, 4-3, and are using those high leverage arms, what I'm hoping to see is 10-4 Baltimore. Where if I do think the O's will crush Spence. So what I said about Grayson Rodriguez, that wasn't me alluding to an Oakland bet.
No.
It would point me more towards an over though, instead of backing Baltimore. What is the Baltimore team total over? Maybe I'll just rock that, honestly. Because they already saw Spence and he pitched well against them. So I think they crush Spence here.
4.5 -115.
What do you think about that?
I don't mind it. And the only thing is that, I mean, Mitch Spence hasn't been terrible. I don't mind it at all. Just because look at who Mitch Spence has pitched against. The Angels twice, the Royals, Toronto, Seattle, the Rays 2 months ago when they were terrible. I mean, the only decent lineup that he's faced really is Minnesota, and that was on the road.
Baltimore. Didn't he pitch against Baltimore?
Not in his last 7 starts.
Oh, not in his last 7. He pitched against, let me see.
No, he's never faced them.
Yes, he has.
Not as a starter. He might have came in as a relief appearance.
Yes, he did, bro. April
I'm
26th. Oh, not as a starter, you're saying?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's where the confusion was. Okay, so he pitched against Baltimore on April 26th, but Corbin Burns started that game.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What am I missing? Because I swear I'm reading it. Okay.
No. Ross Stripling starting that game for Oakland, and then Mitch Spence came in. It went into extras.
Yeah, makes sense now.
But he threw 3 shutout innings, only 1 hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where I would go. I honestly might bet this. Now I got too many maybes though. I got to start narrowing these down. I'm not betting. Okay, I'm taking this off. I'm not betting the freaking Angels. Do I want Baltimore team total over? All right, Baltimore team total over 4.5. Let's do that. So Mets, Pirates under, Baltimore team total over, and Astros plus my home run looks. Oh, our home run look, bro.
Oh yeah, it's yours.
You said you liked it.
I do like it, but I'm just saying I can't say that it's my guy. I mean,
what's the price on that? Anyone have a G-Loft home run price?
Hold on, I'll get it. I can find it.
G-Loft, man. This is the guy right here.
It's Gelf, by the way.
No, it's not.
There's a Giloff. You know what? Now it's gonna go back and forth. It's gonna be a big one. Plus 775.
Oh my god.
Maybe plus 8. I don't know if the action numbers are right, but on FanDuel you can get it at like plus 870.
Oh my god! Right now. This guy has nice expected WOBA numbers against Grayson Rodriguez's pitch mix. He also has a really nice barrel rate against Grayson Rodriguez's pitch mix. We talked about this last night in the Discord. The odds weren't open, though, at the time. So now that it's open, G-Loft up.
870 on FanDuel.
What?
Yeah, he's on our list. Kepler, Larnach, Gelf, Garcia, Giloff. God damn it.
Man, 870. What's up?
Kepler, Larnach, hit parlay.
Come on, FanDuel. Stop taking so long. Sorry. I really want to get this down. Because I looked at some home run bets yesterday, and I didn't actually place any, so I want to get this down. Come on.
I can't believe it.
Got it. Sorry for the delay there, guys. Let me just share it in the Discord. Giloff plus 870. Oh, I'm fixing this graphic. I want those extra. I got it at plus 870.
Can't be having no 775s on this screen.
Fuck that.
Because when it hits, we want that big.
It's a better celebration. Here we go. Giloff. All right. So sorry about the delay there, guys. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Well, next up is Milwaukee at Dodgers and Toast. I tailed you on this one. You like this kid, Robleski?
I do. And I understand that the Dodgers have a little bit of a bullpen concern, but I don't really think it's going to matter. To be honest, I still think that Hudson will be available. I still think Vesia will be available. And if you guys haven't seen Anthony Banda pitch, you'll probably see him tonight. He's a lefty that's throwing gas and hasn't been touched really yet. So as far as the Dodgers bullpen goes, I don't really worry about it, especially when you consider the fact that first and foremost, Dallas Keuchel is absolutely terrible. The fact that he only gave up 2 runs in Colorado is, I honestly just feel like that's more luck than anything. I understand that, like, the narrative against Dodgers versus lefties, not the yada, yada, yada. But the fact of the matter is the Dodgers are 24-8 when they see a left-handed starter on the mound this year. Wobleski is one of these guys that, again, I'm not going to pretend like I know a ton about, but I know that he's been rising through the ranks in this Dodgers system. They're very excited about him. He throws the ball very hard. He's got secondary pitches to pitch off of that as well. I don't have any reason to believe that he doesn't pitch well here today. And it's whatever bullpen concerns you, if you is some for the Dodgers, which I get. I understand that Milwaukee's fresh, but I don't think that Keuchel is going to be going more than 2 or 3 innings in this game, most likely. I have a very hard time believing he goes 4 or 5 strong innings. And Bryce Wilson, who's usually one of their guys that you can trust out of the bullpen, went 48 pitches yesterday. And so now it's going to be either Jacob Junis or probably Hobie Miller. So if we're getting Jacob Junis and or Hobie Milner for 3 innings or a couple innings with Dallas Keuchel, I just think that there's too big of an advantage here for the Dodgers. So is there a tiny bit of Dodger concern with the bullpens? Yes. I think that everything else outweighs that. So yeah, Dodgers -1.5. They sweep these boys.
And also, I want to pull something. I want to bring something up on the screen for you guys real quick. And this, I had already known when Toast did a voice chat last night, and when Toast said that he liked this kid Robleski, it was no hesitation for me to bet the Dodgers because I had known this graphic looks like this. So let me bring it up. These are left-handed starters against the Dodgers. So they struggled to get to Crochet, who's been one of the most dominant in baseball. But look at all the other lefties on this list. I mean, crushed tie block. Got to Austin Gobber. This is before he went cold, too. Cole Reagans, they saw, didn't really get to. 3 earned runs, but Cole Reagans is good. They crushed Nestor Cortez, crushed Bailey Falter. So basically, the point of this, maybe I exaggerated how extreme it looks, but the point I was making is we've seen the Dodgers falter a little bit against righty starters here and there, but against lefty starters, they've pretty consistently been dangerous. So I expected to crush Keuchel. And all I needed was Toast to say, this kid Robleski, they like him a lot. And that's all I needed to hear to bet this. So I did bet this one. I have it at plus 122, I think, somewhere like that. Is it still? Well, I wonder where it is now. Let's look where it is now.
Plus 115-ish.
All right, so 5 cents. Yeah. Next up. We got Toronto-Seattle. What a tough game to bet. So I talked about this one in the video I uploaded last night. Very, very tough game. So the reason being is, all right. So on paper, this is looking like a 0-0 game going into the 7th. Right?
Yeah.
Here's what I don't like. I feel like every single person in America that's betting in this game looked at it and thought the same exact thing. So I was trying to find an angle. I couldn't. I don't see how you could doubt. I don't see how you can count on Toronto to score runs in this game. Seattle's got the bullpen well, not rested, but it's in better shape than Toronto's. Toronto used Chad Green and Trevor Richards yesterday. They both threw 24-plus pitches, and they both thrown 2 in the last 3. So not that
neither one of them looked good.
And yes. So I don't see how you could get to the Toronto side. But at this price, I don't see how you bet Seattle, which puts me into a pickle because now that leads me to the only way I could bet this is under, and I think this is going to sound crazy. I think this total is suspiciously high. I think it should be.
Why is it 7.5?
Yeah, why is it 7.5? This should be a 7, 6.5 game.
I agree.
So I think this total is suspiciously high, which is wild to say a 7.5 total is suspiciously high. But we've seen plenty of 7s in the last few weeks. This is a 7.
Also, the fact that the game went over yesterday was an absolute miracle. Like it took truly a bullpen blow up for the Mariners to score 3 runs, let alone 4. Like it was,
wait, our graphic says 7. Did this move down to 7?
No, it's 7.5.
So Caesars does have a 7 open.
Okay.
It's mostly 7.5 juice to the under though, and Caesars has a 7 juice to the over. So it's not a true 7.5. It's juice to the under. So maybe the under's the move if you can get a 7.5.
Yeah, this is really, really hard. Here's my thing. My gut, I want to play with what I saw from Seattle yesterday and the bats starting to come alive in the later innings. That gives me a little bit more reason to want to play Seattle. Which is gross, but I would only play Seattle minus 1.5. And here's why. It's at plus 145. I don't know why. I don't know if I will, but the only reason I say that is let's just take a look at Jose Berrios. Has pitched extremely well this season, but since May 20th, he's had 3 road starts. At Detroit, 7 innings, 2 runs. At Milwaukee, 5 innings, 3 runs. And then at Cleveland, 5 innings, 5 runs. And then even previous to that, I mean, his road starts weren't like impeccable. I mean, he got blown up by Philadelphia. He was pretty good in Baltimore. But again, I mean, he's facing the Royals and stuff like that at the beginning of the year. So Berrios has pitched good, but I'm just not at a point where I'm like, oh my God, especially on the road, I'm going to back him because he's been pitching at home a lot. And then on top of that, with what I saw from the Mariners offense getting to the Toronto bullpen and the Toronto bullpen being a little bit taxed today, gives me faith, I don't know if I can actually bet it, that Seattle scores runs. Not to mention you have Kirby at home, who... Okay,
you don't need to sell me on that part. How are you going to lay minus 1.5 with a home team with the 29th offense in baseball? I don't know how you can count. Are you going to this game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how you can make a logical argument that Seattle's going to score runs here. They're like 29th in WRC+. Not to mention Berrios.
There's just no way that I would pay minus 150. So I feel like if Seattle wins, they'll probably score a couple runs. Toronto probably won't do anything against George Kirby, and they win the game 3-1 or something like that. That's how I see this game playing out. So I wouldn't lay the 150. If you're so gung-ho to bet the Mariners, I would lay the minus 1.5 and just pray that they score because they're not going to be able to win.
What about a Mariners double result? I like that better than a minus 1.5.
Yeah, I haven't done one of those in a long time.
Me neither. Prop Beaver likes them.
Yeah.
But that way you don't have to win by the 2 runs, and all you need is Seattle to get one off Berrios. Which is, I guess, possible. But I like Berrios, and I think he's had a kind of a tough shake, the way the teams he's had to pitch against.
100%. We should touch on that really quickly. Berrios' last 7 starts. Houston, Yankees, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Literally the best teams in Major League.
You can cut it off before Pittsburgh.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, his last 6 starts, all against the top.
7 innings, 1 run.
Yeah. His last 6 starts were all against like top 6 lineups versus righties. This guy's been through the gauntlet, and now he finally gets to pitch against a bad lineup.
He also hasn't given up a run to Seattle in 14 innings the last 2 starts that he's seen him. Yeah, so he's actually had really good numbers against Seattle.
I honestly might bet this under. My maybe list already has 3 on it though. I can't be just adding a bunch of maybes. Because then what happens is the show ends and I'm like, okay, now what?
How about we just go first 5 under 4 at MGM at minus 110?
Nah, I'm not putting it on. I like my Mets Pirates under better than this one, so I think I'm going to rock with that. Baltimore team total over 4.5. I'm sticking with that. And I think I am going to bet the Astros. So I'm good with those 3. We still got 2 games left, too.
Yeah.
Plus, I already have 4 bets open. It's Sunday. I'm not trying to have like a fucking 9-bet ticket on a Sunday.
I got an 8.
Arizona at San Diego.
How does this price make sense?
Well, at least they got the total up over 8. Like, it's a start. I mean, in like what? I would like to sit down with the odds makers and be like, hey guys, just can you explain to me what you're seeing? You're not doubting your abilities, just confused. The total's 7.5 in this one yesterday. Toast claims it was the right side. No, it wasn't. They scored 100 runs again, just like the night before that.
My point to that was I can understand it now, seeing that how the Padres scored. Our Padres and Diamondbacks scored 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs in the last 4 innings, so including extras. So it was cruising. If Brandon Pfaadt doesn't get hurt, I bet you that game stays under. But whatever.
But in this one, are you worried about the Snakes bullpen usage at all?
I just don't understand this number or this. Yeah, I'm worried about it. I don't understand how Padres team total is only 4.5.
You can get an 8. Tell me I shouldn't go back to another over, the third straight over in the series. Cease has been terrible. Ryan Nelson's been struggling a bit. Padres top 5 lineup in the last 30 days at home. Top 5 lineup in the last 30 days against righties. Both bullpens are taxed. Same speech, bro. Copy and paste my speech from yesterday. What is the total at 8 for?
I'm going to be probably playing Padres team totals, probably first 5.
Why don't you trust Arizona to get to Cease? Cease has sucked. Arizona's gotten to righty starters. Why would you doubt them?
Because he's pitched decent at home, and he's dominated Arizona the last couple times. He's seen him 14 innings, 14 and 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. I have to see them hit him before I bet them to hit him. I understand he's been freaking terrible, but at the same time, I know that Ryan Nelson has seen the Padres 5 times, and they have fucking slaughtered him 5 times. 3 1/3, 6 runs. 5 innings, 4 runs. 3 innings, 6 runs. 5 innings, 5 runs. I mean, I can keep going down the list.
Wait a second.
Padres, go ahead. What?
Let me look up the matchup for Cease, because I know that everyone's like deceased. He's a blind fade, and I get it, but I want to make sure I really think. Because I might just rock with the Padres team total with you. I mean, is there a chance Cease pitches well here? He's been good at home, dude. His last 4 home starts, 3.33 ERA, 115 WHIP.
And the only team that he didn't pitch well at home was Milwaukee. And I don't even think he's the one that gave up the grand slam. I'm almost positive that was the game. I could be wrong. So if I am, the comments will get to me, I'm sure. But
nah, I'm taking this off. I'm not betting this.
But yeah.
So you like Padres team total over?
Yeah, I do think that Cease should pitch well here today because of the history against them and how well he's been against them, but I'm not putting my money on that. So I would trust the Padres bats to get to Ryan Nelson like they always have. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that team total over also. Also, the Snakes bullpen is definitely on the tax side. So next. Last game coming up, and it's Boston Sunday Night Baseball.
I got a message yesterday. It was like, "How about that Boston bet, Toast?" I'm like, yeah, it's cashed. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I had team total over 3.5. It cashed.
Yeah. I love people so much. He was so ready. He was so gung-ho, too.
Yeah, you get that, like, people come back and comment after the game's over if you lost your bet. And it's like, dude, were you just sitting here watching the game thinking about me the whole time? Like, it's fucking crazy. It's like, you were like, I forgot you existed. You came back to talk to me after? Some of the jokes about Lindy are funny. People are like, I haven't heard Lindy give one bad pick today.
We should give him some comments. Hey, you were great on the show today. It's
not one mistake today, Lindy. So Sunday Night Baseball. On paper, based on recent production, this is a no-brainer Boston bet. But it's Sunday Night Baseball in the Bronx on ESPN, and baseball games aren't played on paper. I think the way to go is here, and Toast is not going to like it.
You already know my bet. My bet's the same. It doesn't change. So I could care less if you're on the Yankees. Oh, you're on the under? Okay.
But I was on the under. Well, actually, I didn't actually bet it, but I said under or pass yesterday. And what was the final score? It was like a NFL score, 27-21. No, the Yankees scored 14 runs. So it'd be under or pass. Look, Luis Hill has been terrible. I think the Boston Bats are trending downwards. Look at their game logs against righty starters. They haven't been getting them getting to righty starters. Toast is cashing this like lucky ass bet based on bullshit against bullpens. They haven't been getting to righty starters. You got to Cole a little bit yesterday, but if you just look at their game logs, righty starters against the Red Sox, they haven't been getting to them. So, is this a bounce back spot for Heel? I don't know. I'm not betting this. What I'll probably do is put down like a fun parlay or something because it's Sunday Night Baseball and I want to bet it. But as far as trying to isolate value in this game, it's impossible because the variance is huge. Carter Crawford's been good. He's been good on the road, but he's pitching on the road in Yankee Stadium on Sunday Night Baseball. You guys going to look me in the eyes and tell you you're not going to be shocked if Carter Crawford gets absolutely sparked here? Of course not. Like it might happen. And then Luis Heel, he's been so bad. So obviously, against Boston, that's been hitting on the road all year, that's been hitting righties all year, they could crush him. In fact, the numbers indicate that they could crush him. But I think Heel could bounce back here and pitch well. So I think there's just I could see this. I could see 10-0 Boston. I could see 12-11 Yankees. I could see 10-0 Yankees. There's just way too many ways this game could go to actually try to make a bet. So under a pass, but not betting it. We'll do something in the Discord later, but it'll be more for fun gambling, not.
I don't hate the under just because it is Sunday Night Baseball and you tend to generally speaking, don't come off my head comments, that generally speaking, you get lower totals when you play Sunday Night Baseball. Not to mention the fact that Luis Heel hasn't been great, but his only start that he was good against was against these Red Sox, where he went 5 innings. I don't think it was a great start. He gave up 4 hits. He walked 4 guys, so there was definitely some traffic on the bases. 1 base hit can change that line. But regardless, for whatever reason, he got through it, so I consider that a good start. And then Cutter Crawford on the other side as well, a guy that I agree with Kyle. Over his last 7 starts, he's been terrible. But the one thing with Cutter Crawford is every single time he pitches against the Yankees, essentially he tends to pitch pretty damn well. His worst start, I guess, was this year. He gave up 3 runs. But besides that, he's essentially going 6 innings and giving up 1 or 2 runs maximum. All those starts were at home for the most part. He did have a decent start 2 years ago or 1 year ago against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. So I don't hate the younger, but for me, it's just continuing to ride these Boston Bats. If they're going to continue to give me these 3.5 totals, it's up at this team total is at like 145 now. So I don't know if I'd play it there, but maybe a first 5 if you're really trying to get there. But this Boston team continues to find ways to score runs, whether it's early or late, and they continue to keep cashing for me. So, and a guy that Heel, who I don't think is in great form right now, not to mention that Boston's already seen him, which I think gives them a little bit more of an advantage. I just felt that 3.5 was just way too low. So I'm going to continue to take it. And as Sauce alluded to, Boston versus bullpens, last 14 days, WRC plus 4th, OPS 3rd, WOBA 3rd. Same thing in the last 7 and 30 days as well. So Boston really likes bullpen. And if I remember correctly, the Yankees bullpen is
terrible.
Oh, yeah. I'll take my chance.
Baseball for the last 30 days. All right. It's time for the community parlay, which means it's time for Proppy to serenade us with his lyrics.
Community parlay, the parlay we bet, yeah. Community parlay is for the community. We communite, making a parlay. Yeah.
All right, community parlay, and then let's go enjoy our Sunday. All right, so we got Mets Pirates, they like Grimace. Cardinals Nationals, they like the Nationals, which is now basically a pick 'em. All right, cast your votes. First leg of the community parlay. Who blew the community parlay yesterday? So the Astros lost, the Orioles lost. That's it.
A couple people.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. Winner is Grimace.
No way.
Mets are back in. All right, next up we got Tigers money line. Marlins money. Oh no, they like the White Sox there. Tigers money line, White Sox money line. Astros Twins, they like the Twins very slightly. Angels Cubs, they like the Angels. Cast your votes.
What was I gonna
Bring back Capper X.
say?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. Twins. All right. Next up, we have Rays Rangers. They definitely like the Rangers with Eovaldi. Royals Rockies. They like the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
Orioles Athletics, no question. And Brewers Dodgers, no question. All right, cast your votes for leg number 3.
Cast your votes.
Someone goes, I don't like any of these 4.
It happens.
All right, 125 votes. That's a lot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. And the winner is Dodgers. But a lot of people voted for Baltimore, so we'll give Baltimore another chance in the last poll.
Dodgers money line, I assume.
Yep, Dodgers money line. So the last 3 games will make it Mariners, Blue Jays. They like the Mariners. Diamondbacks, Padres. Probably the Padres. Red Sox, Yankees. They like the Red Sox. And then we'll give the Orioles another chance because a lot of people voted for them. All right, last poll. Finish out the community parlay here. Cast your votes. Oh, this is Orioles by a landslide. Everyone loves Baltimore here. So Baltimore finishes it out.
Baltimore Twins.
Plus 653 on DraftKings. Someone in the comments. Thank you. All right. Community parlay. Mets money line. Grimace. Twins money line. Dodgers money line. Orioles money line. Plus 653. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Go enjoy your Sunday. I already have 4 bets posted on the website. I'm going to post 3 more, I think. Maybe 2. I'm going to post 2 or 3 more in a second. Yeah, have a good one. Remember to bet responsibly. Yeah, talk to you later.